Before I begin, product provided by NISAmerica. Yep, I forgot that this was to be done on the 14th. This is late, and for that I'm sorry. I'm just gonna get out of the way, so that way I don't let these guys down. I've never played any of the East games, and if it means I'll have to start getting the others, I'll do it. This is EZEX Nordics. This is EZEX Nordics. Let's get started. Before we begin, let's check the settings. Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm sorry, it's just that, yeah. Anyway, let's just check through the settings and everything. Not to mention, you have attack rate, correction, proc on display, standard, detection priority, automatic lock-on. Yeah. Not to mention chain locked-ons, which is nice. C controls, display, sound. You have it in voice in Japanese. I think this is good. Alright. Wait. Alright, let's go. And you have 5 settings. Easy, normal, hard, nightmare, inferno. No way I'm going through that. I'm going through on normal. No.
At the moment of birth, each of us is as free as a bird, with not a single restraint tying us down. But with age come the varied shackles that bind, clipping away at our wings, feather by feather. In time, we long for a return to the freedom we once knew. But the truth is, we can return to those days whenever we so choose.
Is this weather perfect or what? The brisk ocean breeze, the wide open sea, smells like a new journey on our horizon. I gotta say, I'm glad I took you up on your offer, Adol. Being stranded on Asteria for so long was really getting to me.
I'm glad I asked you to come.
I'm glad I asked you to come.
Same. This has me even more pumped than all the way back when I first left my hometown. It's been a wild ride since then, but that doesn't make me any less grateful to you. I can hardly remember the last time I felt this chipper.
Adol! Dogi! So this is where you two were. My, I never dared dream I'd get to see the actual ocean in person. Even now, it's difficult to believe a vessel this large is capable of floating upon its waves. What manner of sorcery is this?
I guess this is all one big culture shock for someone born and raised on Ys. Dr. Flair here is even giddier than me.
That I am. In my view, being on the surface instead of above it is a miracle in itself. To say nothing of the unprecedented chance it's given me to search for the original strain of Celcetan flower.
Celcetan flower? That's the name of a type of medicinal herb, right? It's native to the Great Forest on the Gallia-Hispani border or something.
Indeed it is. I couldn't very well rest on my heels after hearing that's where you two were headed. The prospect of seeing it in its natural habitat was ample reason to climb aboard.
Your get-up and go could put even Adol to shame. But be sure to mind your health, okay? At the rate you're going, you'll end up fainting in sheer bliss the second you stumble onto those flowers.
Well, frankly speaking, that scenario is all but guaranteed.
Well, we won't be arriving in Celceta for a long while yet. Might as well kick back a bit and enjoy the ride for now, don't you think?
Finally, now we can stroll along the Atom. There's a lot to talk to. And there's also achievements, of course. A shining sun and clear blue skies as far as the eye can see. Couldn't ask for better sailing weather. If you told me about when you first met I'd be sending on a trip with you like this, I'd have said you were full of it. And now we're Celceta bound. Wonder what we'll find here. Whatever trouble awaits, I'm ready for it. You don't have to sound so enthusiastic about that. Well, whatever happens, I doubt we'll be bored. Indeed. Yep, that was Dogi, voiced by Patrick Seeds. Yeah, I recognize his voice anywhere. Now might be a good chance to strike up a conversation.
Ah, a passenger. Having a pleasant voyage, I hope? You appear to be a seasoned traveler for a boy your age.
I guess you could say that.
So my hunch was correct. This may be no surprise to you then, but we have some extraordinary sights coming up shortly.
Oh, what's that over there?
Mountains? No, wait. I think those are islands.
Attention all passengers. I am your captain, Victor LaSalle. Allow me to express my gratitude to you for sailing with us on the Adamas today. If you look to our left-hand side, you'll find Obelia Gulf, famous for its sprawling archipelago.
This is very interesting, to say the least.
This current bout of clear weather lets us see the myriad patches of land, both large and small, that populate these waters. It will be quite some time yet before the ship arrives at our destination in Celceta. So until then, we invite you to bask in this scenic tapestry of blue seas and beauteous islands. Understood. Let's make haste.
My word, what a magnificent sight!
Obelia Gulf, huh? Sure doesn't disappoint. That reminds me, Adol. You said you were looking for a western archipelago before you came to Asteria, right? There any chance this might be... Whoa! Little close for comfort, don't you think? How's a guy supposed to take in the sights like this? Hey, Adol.
Men, prepare to hunt. Behold thy foes with steady hearts. Fear not thy fate, for life and death are the deities to decide. Those who fall with valor shall be ushered into their divine kingdom. Now, shout forth the name of our god!
It can't be!
Pirates!
So he did hire mercenaries.
Shield wall! Charge!
I didn't expect this twist to happen.
Stay behind us, Doc.
Right. Thank you.
Oh? You another one of them mercs? Bit on the puny side, ain't he? Sure you know which way to hold that thing, little fella?
What a joke. The big lug behind him would be more worth our time.
Okay, first off, why are you attacking this ship?
Why else do you think? Everybody's gotta make a living one way or another. Enough chit-chat! Let's make this quick!
Make it quick or short. Press A to perform a normal attack. Click the R button to lock on enemies, making attacks easier to land. I mean, seriously. Ow, you little... You know, if you're really being this stupid, then you're not gonna like how this turns out. No, you can jump, but it doesn't tell you how to evade.
No way. Damn it all! Rotten punk! You're in for it now!
You bumbling louts! How long does it take to handle one sellsword trying to play bodyguard?
Our fault, ma'am. The kid's a lot tougher than he looks.
Oh, really? Fine then. I'll take care of him myself.
Guess we gotta fight. Hold ZR to guard. Guarding against enemy attacks will prevent most damage. Press L to perform a swift movement and evade attacks. Now they tell us.
Saying your prayers? You're pretty skilled.
Yeah, not as skilled as you though. But I think this is scripted.
Whoa! Here it comes!
Whole lot of fuss for one small fry.
Try not to lose that red head of yours, kid!
Princess. I must ask that you stand down. That boy appears to be no more than a passenger.
What?
We have already apprehended the captain. Right this way.
So those are pirates. This is my first time encountering them in the flesh.
Oh boy, we're in a real jam now.
Ugh.
Captain Victor LaSalle. I thought we had an agreement. There's a toll for sailing these waters. And you promised never to skip out on it again.
Hold on a moment! This is the last time, I swear! Whatever you do, just let me live!
We both already know how this goes. Any room you had to parley was forfeit the minute you put those mercenaries on your payroll.
Stay your hand, boy. Those are no mere pirates. They're the Balta Sea Force.
So that's what they are. They're a tough menace, I'll give it that. "20 minutes in, or rather less than that. Good way to introduce the game." Chapter 1, Karnak.
Woof! I'm stuffed. Guess good eats are a given when you set up town by the ocean. The stuff you get further inland just doesn't compare to fresh seafood.
That aside, it would seem we're going to be stranded here for the time being.
Yeah. Who'd have guessed the Adamas was cruising through these waters illegally? Obviously, the captain already paid the ultimate price for that. But I hear they're even seizing his ship as compensation for all those unpaid tolls.
It leads me to wonder what the story is behind this Balta Sea Force. To their credit, they did let Adol loose after determining he was merely a passenger.
Doesn't make those lugs any less high and mighty, though. If they look like pirates and plunder like pirates...
Like Normans, you mean?
Normans, you say?
They're a lawless people from the north with incredible seafaring know-how. Word is, they've looted their way not just here, but across the entire North Sea. Raiding towns, pillaging churches, kidnapping innocents. None of it is beneath a Norman. And the Balta Sea Force makes up just one faction among them.
Sounds like your typical pirates to me. How do they get away with it?
I was given to understand that the entire region of Glia fell under Roman imperial control.
Rumor has it that not even the Empire would dare to defy the Sea Force. The Normans have had an iron-fisted grip on Obelia Gulf for ages now. Some say that it spares us from suffering under Roman rule, but they don't speak for everybody.
Hey, did you hear about what happened to the Adamas?
I did. Captain LaSalle was treading a dangerous line. He simply reaped what he sowed, if you ask me.
Won't argue with that. Still, it's hard not to feel for the guy. Those pirates had no right to waltz in like they owned these waters and demand a toll. Why should any of us have to play along with their made-up...
Shush! I can sympathize, but that sort of talk is best kept to yourself.
Oh, what did I do to deserve being born in Karnak, of all places?
I see what you mean. Doesn't sound like they get the warmest reception around here.
As would be the case in any town, though this one does seem to have its fair share of hardships.
I'd say it's got a lot going for it.
It does have its charms, yes. The bevy of islands we saw from the ship, for instance, were absolutely breathtaking.
Oh, yes, that's true. We locals are so used to the view that it often slips our minds.
That reminds me, Missy. These islands wouldn't happen to come with any unusual myths or lore, would they? Our little group's got a special interest in that sort of thing.
Is that your reason for traveling, maybe? I can't guarantee there's anything that'll live up to your expectations, but... let's see... Aha! If it's run-of-the-mill folktales you're after, I have just the one.
Really now? Do share.
Well, legends tell of what's known as the Sea King's Throne. The throne is said to be hidden away on one of the islands here in Obelia Gulf. Supposedly, whoever finds and sits upon it will have their wishes granted.
Oh, that's some juicy stuff. How about it, Adol? This do anything for you?
I don't know.
Who are you fooling? I can see the giddiness written all over your face.
Hold on a moment. It really is just a story.
Oh, what's the harm? Let them chase their dreams. That's what being young is all about. Heck, back when I was their age, I...
Forgive him. He's had a few ales too many, it seems. Say that throne really exists, though. What would you wish for, Rosalind?
Huh? Me? Well, for our humble little business to prosper, of course. What else?
Brings a tear to my eye, it does.
Renee must be proud. It's easy to see why you're Rooseveri's poster girl.
Makes me want to spend 3 days and nights drinking this tavern down to its last drop. And I do it all with a smile. The more they rake in the cash, the happier Rosalind gets.
How sweet!
I think you've had quite enough for one day. Our apologies for bothering you, gentlemen.
Nah, it's all good.
Like they mentioned, my name is Rosalind. I'm the daughter of the owners. The three of you are going to be lodging with us tonight, right? If you have any issues during your stay, anything at all, just let me know.
Thanks for the hospitality.
Of course! Always happy to be of service. Well, I'd better get back to work. Relax and unwind as long as you need.
Such a capable young lady. Reminds me of Lilia back home.
By the way, Adol, I know this Sea King's throne is a big deal and all, but we got some other things to take care of first if we're sticking around. The travel funds we scrounged up were only enough to get us to Celceta.
Quite right. With that in mind, I plan to pay the local clinic a visit. Upon our arrival, I noticed a flyer that said they were recruiting medical practitioners.
Well, ain't that convenient? Doesn't really solve the issue for us two, though.
Are you youngsters in need of work?
Yeah. You got any leads?
Well, both the harbor and the town militia are hiring at the moment. The docks are always short on labor. I'm certain a brawny fellow such as yourself would be a welcome addition. And the red-haired lad is a swordsman, no? The militia's been on the hunt for temporary recruits, I believe.
No joke? That's great! Thanks for the tip!
Seems we have a few promising candidates.
Sure do. Let's get out there and follow up on them once we're done taking a load off.
That's a good idea. Opening the main menu allows you to view your stats, save, and more. So, let's do that. We also unlock the achievement, The Raid. Oh yeah, these are your buttons. You press the plus button to save your game. Right here. Honestly, I like that. I truly do. Left this gives you the access to the map. Right gives you access to your inventory. And there's even DLC. And down is your journal. I like that. Honestly, I love it. Well, let's head out and see what we can find.
All right, you two. This is where we split up for now.
Indeed. I'll be heading to the local clinic. I may just take a look around town as well, seeing as we're extending our stay.
Let's aim to meet back up around dinner time then. Adol, I'm guessing you're also gonna...
Me. Seek me.
Adol? You good?
It's nothing, yet I heard a strange voice.
A voice? I didn't hear anything. Sure it wasn't just your imagination?
There's no shortage of noises out here. Perhaps you mistook one for somebody speaking to you.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. It's time to start scoping this place out. You probably plan to wander the streets a bit yourself before checking in with the militia, huh, Adol? Catch you both later, then.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Now we can hold the L button to dash.
I've got to say, the quality of these Spanish leather goods is on a whole other level.
One might say the same of Obelian seafood. Rich flavors, firm to the touch. It is simply unparalleled. Rome and Hispani may be at odds right now, but I believe our transaction today has proved mutually beneficial.
To be perfectly honest, our middleman here deserves all the credit for making this deal happen.
That attire is here.
Well spotted. I am indeed a Norman. However, I find that being a tradesman suits me far better than waving an axe about.
That's good to know. They say Normans are first-class mariners. No doubt that expertise slots in perfectly with mercantile work.
I'm flattered to hear you say so.
It's thanks to the Balta Sea Force that we're still able to do business like this during wartime. They're the ones who make sure ships from both sides can travel these waters safely.
Not having those persnickety Roman officials around to stick their oars in has been heaven sent for us as well. I very much look forward to your continued patronage.
You and me both, pal. And let's not forget to keep our friends from the Sea Force in the loop, too.
On a separate note, Romes, the militia recently informed me that an incident has blocked the highway out of town. Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you have an important negotiation to attend in that direction?
Well, word gets around fast. It's nothing I'm not aware of. In fact, I've already asked the militia for an update on the situation. Shouldn't be long before they report back.
Interesting. I'll keep that in mind. Besides, there should be other things we can explore. Like this. The port district in Karnak Harbor.
You there, with the red hair.
Well, here's an unfamiliar face. You must be one of the passengers from the Adamas. Is everything all right? They didn't hurt you, did they?
Sorry for calling to you out of nowhere like that. We each have a child about the same age as you, so our motherly instincts kicked in.
Honestly, who do those Balta hooligans think they are, wreaking havoc left, right, and center? They impose an exorbitant toll on every vessel crossing Obelia Gulf, and plunder anyone who flouts it.
Some ships, like the Adamas, will try and make their way through without drawing attention. But when they're found out, they wind up like Captain LaSalle.
Why doesn't anyone fight back, though?
Because ships that do pay the toll get escorted to safety by the Balta Sea Force themselves. In that sense, they do their part to maintain order throughout the Gulf, which is why the Roman Empire turns a blind eye. When all is said and done, as long as we live here, those brigands' word is law.
There are far fewer instances of pillaging than before now, so we can only assume this is for the best. Still, it would be nice if our mayor could put his foot down every once in a while.
I pity the man. Having to deal with our complaints and the Sea Force's demands has him between a rock and a hard place.
Well, that's what he signed up for when he took on the job. Anyway, you just be sure to stay out of their line of fire.
Noted. I'll make a note of that. Now there's also one more place we could check out. Right around here. The Karnak local militia headquarters. 'Quarters. I see. A career in the Karnak militia awaits us. Rate start at 600 per day. Not a very generous salary. Now what?
Oh, you got a job for us? Huh? Wait a second. Don't tell me. You're here to sign up for the militia, right? Never seen you around before, but I think we're about the same age. The name's Gren. How about you? Adol, huh? Man, oh man, you've just gotta enlist! We could really use a guy like you. Wait, what's with the long face?
About the pay. But I wouldn't worry about it.
Let me guess. The pay's giving you second thoughts? It did used to be slightly better for what it's worth. But the mayor slashed our budget in order to keep the militia from being overfunded. When the Balta Sea Force says jump, he asks, how high? It's pathetic enough to drive you to tears.
I think I'll join up anyway.
You mean it? I knew I liked you for a reason. The only problem is, our commander and the others are out at the moment. They should be here tomorrow, though, so feel free to swing by again around noon. Call it a hunch, but I've got a feeling you and I are gonna be fast friends. Calling all youths, a career in the Karnak militia awaits you.
Seek me. This way.
Okay, so I gotta head this way. Now what?
Seek me. Right here. Find me.
So that's what it is. A Lila shell. A mysterious shell adorned with distinctive decorations. It's a white conch adorned with ornate patterns. Nothing else about it seems to be particularly unusual, however. Yep. Ow. Nice, we leveled up. Now we need to investigate it. Yeah, but why was it in town to begin with? I don't get it. Seriously, it healed up just like that?
Swordsman. Can you hear me?
A girl's voice emanates from the shell picked up earlier.
Bestow you mana. Enough power. Defeat.
We can now use skills. Hold R and press A, B, X, or Y to perform skills at the cost of SP. Skill points will recover over time. Select Y from the skill to assign your preferred skills to the 4 allotted buttons. Raid slash. Can you actually be dead this time? Who are you?
I'm sorry. I don't... any details. My name... Leela. Who... are you? Adol. Search... island. Come... find... help.
What island? Where?
In... go.
Her voice cut out completely. Great. Time to head back to the inn.
So the shell spoke to you. How very curious. As for this mana you mentioned, can we assume it's some form of magic?
It's too early to know.
Well, of course it is. You only just got it a little while ago. That wolf you fought that just wouldn't die has me hung up too. I talked up a storm with the guys down at the docks, but none of them mentioned anything close to that.
It may well be that something is actively unfolding as we speak.
The Balta Sea Force, Mana, an undead wolf, and a girl named Leela. Doesn't seem to tie in with that Sea King's throne we heard about earlier either. It's just mystery after mystery around here. You know what that means.
Yep, our newest adventure begins.
Here I always thought adventure was something you had to seek out. But whenever you're around, Adol, it seems to find us instead. Nothing like a little intrigue to spice up a trip. Finding that girl's gonna be a tall order, though. This gulf's got more islands than you can shake a stick at.
The first step is to gather information. You'll also be in need of a ship.
I'll put my new job down at the harbor to use and poke around for some intel.
As for myself, the Azrat Clinic has hired me on as a temporary physician. I'll see if I can't find someone in town who's willing to lend us a hand.
Sounds like a plan. Let's kick things off first thing tomorrow morning, Adol.
The next day can't come soon enough. Karnak, Day 2. After breakfast, Dogi and Dr. Flare headed out for their stuff. Adol decided to wander the village some more until it was time to meet up with the local militia. Oh, Adol. Huh? Going out for a bit? I'm glad I caught you. Our front desk received a letter with your name on it. When did it arrive? It wasn't here last night, so it must have been delivered this morning. Kind of odd timing, don't you think? The sealed letter is addressed to Adol Christin. Adol tore it open. I'll be waiting at the town beach. That's all they wrote. There's no sender listed either. You don't suppose it's just a prank? I think I'll go and check it out. You will? Well, don't bite off more than you can chew. Alright, if you'll excuse me, I have an errand that needs doing. Our tables could use fresh decorations, so I'm off to pick some flowers outside of town. Outside town? Is that safe? Yes, it's right off a well-traveled road, so I'll be okay. You take care too, Adol. There's still a short while before it's time to meet with the commander. Now might be a good time to head for the beach, like the letter instructed. Well, we're going to find out what's going on. Just gotta head right here. It's you! Wasn't expecting you of all people.
Well, sorry to disappoint. There's something I need to double check. You're probably full of questions, but I'm in no mood to explain. Just think of this as us picking up where we left off yesterday.
Is that Mana?
So you do know of it.
Yeah, enemies will perform a power attack after emitting a red warning. Note that power attacks cannot be defended against through regular guarding or evasion.
I won't hold back this time.
Okay. Yeah, is that it?
Power of mana. How'd you get your hands on it? You didn't use it back on the Adamas. I could say that much.
Adol laid everything that had happened out for the raid captainesses as plainly as he could.
Leela? Never heard of her. Mana, on the other hand, is my people's concept of a formless power. Imbued in a sword, it brings forth victory. Imbued in a vessel, it grants safe passage. Only those chosen by the All-Father Har are able to wield it. Out of the Sea Force, that list starts and ends with me and my old man.
Sounds like it's pretty unique.
It is. So explain to me why a louse like you... Blood and thunder. Griegr.
Are they common around here?
Hardly. Most times they skulk around out of sight. Put a Griegr down with just any old weapon, and it'll rise back up again and again, wounds fully healed. Mana is the only thing that can slay him for good. Well, aren't we popular?
At the moment, Adol and the girl felt a strange sensation. It's as if though they knew exactly how the other was planning to act. Their intentions flowed effortlessly between them, conveying their every move without a word.
What was that just now?
Well, we're gonna find out. Non-attacking while in duel mode will place you in the dual guard stance. Hold the CR to end it, in which you can press A to perform joint attacks. Not attacking will put you in guard mode and let you automatically defend. Like so.
What in hell did you just do to us?
I didn't do anything. Was that Mana too?
It couldn't be. Nothing like this has ever happened with me and my old man. At least now I have a good grasp on what I was sent to investigate. We're finished here. So long.
I've still got some questions.
And what would I gain by answering them? I'm a Norman, a pirate. One false move, and you might be my next kill. Can't handle that? Then pack your bags and see yourself out of Obelia Gulf. Son of a... Handcuffs? Made of mana? You! What did you pull this time?
That wasn't me either. How do we get these off?
Don't exactly see a keyhole anywhere. It's stuck tight! Hey, quit gawking and help! This spells trouble for us in more ways than you can count. Either we get these off, or I'm sending you back with one less hand. Got that?
Adol and Karja then attempted to use their mana abilities to free themselves. Ultimately, however, they refused to come off, leaving him at a loss on what to do next.
No luck. Might well be a curse of some kind. Hate to say it, but my old man's probably the only person we can turn to at this point.
Where's your dad right now?
Couldn't even begin to guess. What a mess. They call you Adol, right? We'll have to stick together for a while. Unless you fancy me lopping you off at the wrist.
I'd be happy to come with.
Nothing phases you, does it? My name's Karja. Karja Balta. Daughter of Grimson Balta, Jarl of the Balta Sea Force.
That's a lot to take in.
I thought you'd already realized. Well, no time to waste. I'm off to report in at the Balta Sea Force's command post. It's over by the harbor, so don't fall behind.
Don't worry, I won't. And Karja has joined our party.
Hey, don't stray too far. Taking enough tumbles for my liking. Wonder if Gunnar knows anything about this. Ugh, why me?
I'm assuming you get this often. Comes with the territory in the Balta Sea Force. What happened on the Adamas was nothing compared to what Karnak saw about a year ago. At the time, we wound up executing several rival pirates right in front of the townsfolk. They've acted like this toward me ever since. But enough of that. Let's hurry over to the command post. My chaperone will get on my case if we're late, and I'd rather not deal with this any longer than I have to. Sure. Whatever it takes if it means making sure we get this done.
Hey, Princess. Back already? Who's your plus one?
Is Gunnar in? I have a report to make.
Yeah, I'll go get him for you.
Not every day you see the princess bring in someone from the straight and narrow. You her little boy toy now, or what?
Not a chance.
Should have figured. She'd never go for a shrimp like you. Wait a sec. Wasn't that swordsman she threw down with on the Adamas also?
Hey, what are you whispering to him about?
Just making small talk.
I swear.
What seems to be the trouble, Princess?
Gunnar, how many times do I have to tell you to quit calling me that?
Oh? Who might this boy be?
He's the swordsman Grimson told me to look into.
A request from the Jarl. Ah, now I remember. He was a passenger on the Adamas.
Karja relayed everything that occurred on the beach to Gunnar.
I see. So we have here not only a mana wielder, but a pair of mystical shackles. What's more, the latter has rendered you unable to separate from the former.
That better not be a smirk I see.
Not at all. This isn't humorous in the least. It is, however, exceptionally unusual. Only the Jarl can make the final call here. Unfortunately, he is currently out at sea on an expedition. We do not expect him back until tomorrow.
Tomorrow? And just what am I supposed to do until then?
With all due respect, Princess, I must ask that you spend the remainder of your day here in Karnak.
What? But why?
It wouldn't do to have a non-shield brother accompanying us, for one thing. This may even be to your benefit from a certain perspective. What better chance to familiarize yourself with how those under our rule live and think? I believe you're at an age now where such matters ought to be considered.
Fair.
Not to mention, it is possible for this turn of events to be grossly misconstrued.
In what way?
There are those who would be only too pleased to regard this as a scandalous affair on your part. We have no need to voluntarily provide them with issues to raise at the Thingstead.
All right already. I get the message.
Adol, was it? My apologies for giving you a fright on the Adamas. I am Gunnar, War Chief of the Balta Sea Force.
It's nice to properly meet you.
I'm recalling you correctly then. Your battles aboard the Adamas were very impressive. No doubt you have many thoughts on the subject, but collaboration is a must if you want any hope of resolving this. We Normans have our ways, some of which may run counter to your own. Nevertheless, I would ask that you work in concert with her and us until we manage to set you two free.
Who am I to argue with a war chief?
Good. I appreciate the understanding. I will notify you as soon as the Jarl returns, Princess. Until then, travel with Adol and mind what he says.
Don't you have that backwards, Gunnar? Why are you so trusting of him anyway?
That you feel the need to ask is all the more reason to make use of this opportunity. The boy is, if nothing else, accustomed to travel. I expect he will be very accommodating. I had best return to my duties. Take care. I leave the rest to you, Adol.
So it looks like there's not much else we can do. Shame. Spend the rest of my day in Karnak, eh? I'll admit it's true I never had a chance to before. Turns out your crew has some good eggs. You referring to Gunnar? And hold on. Why does it feel like you're talking down at me all of a sudden? The pirate princess? Forget it. The two of us are moving as one for now. Anything on your agenda? I promised to meet with the local militia. The local militia? What, do you plan on lending him a hand? Mind tagging along? Well, Gunnar made it pretty clear that I have to. My personal preferences don't make much of a difference. Not only does the pirate princess stick out like a sore thumb, the sight of her frightens the townsfolk out of their wits. Maybe taking Karja straight to the militia's headquarters isn't the best idea. What? You got a problem? Spit it out. You stand out too much. Huh? What are you getting at? I don't dress all that differently from any other Norman. Besides, where would you even find a new outfit for me to change into? True enough, it's hard to think of someone who'd be willing to help out a Norman. Adol? Have you already stopped by the militia? I'm just on my way back from a house call myself. Say, aren't you that girl from the Adamas? It would seem the two of you are in a pinch. Might I ask what the issue is? Adol told Dr. Flair about everything that had happened. Huh. It certainly didn't take long for you to get into the thick of things. That said, I do have someone in mind who might be of assistance. Would you mind introducing us? Not at all. In fact, you can come meet her this very minute if you like. Let us off be at once then, shall we? She's right over at the Astrat Clinic. Well, at least that's a plus even for me.
So, this is the Azrad Clinic. Some of our crew's been treated here. They do a good job, as far as I can tell.
Who is it? I'll be there in just a moment. Oh, Dr. Flair. Welcome back. Sorry again for putting you up to that house call. It should have been my father checking in with Mr. Evelees.
Now, don't give it another thought. Actually, I stopped by to ask a rather, shall we say, convoluted favor of you, Mirabelle.
Why, of course. What is it? Would it happen to have anything to do with the local celebrity standing behind you?
Yes, she is the crux of the matter, in fact.
Adol and Dr. Flair gave Mirabelle a bare-bones rundown of the situation. They then requested her help with procuring Karja some less conspicuous attire to wear around town.
Well, I can certainly see why that'd be a problem. It just so happens that we've been collecting used clothing as part of our volunteer efforts. There might be something in there that'll fit you, Princess. Is something the matter?
No, it's just... you don't seem to be all that afraid of me.
Our clinic has a policy of helping all those who are sick, injured, or otherwise in need. That goes for everyone, be they a Roman, a Spaniard, or Norman. And besides, in your case, I would be more than happy to help. Give me just a moment, please. There we are. Alrighty, step right in.
I still don't see the problem with what I'm in now.
This goes on the outside. You just put it on, like so.
Hold it! I am a Norman warrior. How am I meant to keep an even keel in that flimsy getup?
I gotta put her at ease.
There's no need for that. Mirabelle can handle this just fine. Let's wait and see how things turn out.
You may be right that these clothes aren't as sturdy in comparison. But, odd as it sounds, the right apparel at the right time and place can hold more power than you realize. Much like your mana, in fact.
Huh?
Clothing that suits the occasion can do wonders for your courage and confidence. For example, donning this nurse uniform fills me with pride and peace of mind. The outfit you're currently in has a similar effect on you, doesn't it, Princess? You've been told to spend the entirety of today here in Karnak. I'm positive the memories these garments hold will give you the strength to do just that. What one wears during life's biggest moments can serve as a memory in and of itself.
So that's how you people see it. Fine then. One change of clothes won't kill me. Your words won me over. Even if that bit about memories went over my head.
I knew you'd come around.
See? What did I say?
She's a force to be reckoned with.
Indeed. Mirabelle is quite impressive for someone her age. I heard she even has a knack for getting all the children to drink their medicine, no matter how bitter.
Dun da da da! The time has come for the grand reveal! From fearsome pirate princess to cute as a button, I present to you, Karja!
You call this cute? Drafty, more like.
Looks good on you.
Huh. You really think so? Actually, now that I'm wearing it, this is a lot more mobility than I thought it would.
Consider me astounded. You're a miracle worker, Mirabelle.
Not even I thought it would go this well.
On that note, it's nearly time for you two to meet with the militia, isn't it? You should probably be on your way, Adol.
I agree. We need to head for the militia's HQ. And thankfully, now with changing outfits, hopefully this makes her a little less recognizable. And I gotta wrap it up because we're already past an hour. But yeah, this is just a taste of it.
Sea breeze feels better than ever. Wonder if that's thanks to this getup. Still needs some breaking in. It's not half bad.
Don't think that means I'm giddy about it, though. If I catch you leering, You're dead.
A bit sundir much, huh? So yeah, I believe that's probably it for now. If you enjoyed this, like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. I will see you then, I guess. Product provided by NISAmerica. This is MegamanNG signing off. Peace out.